That comic podcast.
It's September 17th, and it's a very important day. And why is that? Because every once in a while, peanut butter meets jelly. You know what I mean? Spaghetti meets meatballs. And they're monumentous occasions because the world can come together and appreciate things that have been just divided by unnecessary walls for so long, to be brought together in such a spectacular way as Deadpool Batman #1. I don't care if nobody else is here. It's Menti and it's Huey, and the only reason that it's Menti and Huey is that nobody else wanted to jump on the day that this thing came out, but God damn it, we're going to do this.
They're all too busy, apparently. So.
Apparently with lives and stuff. Ridiculous. Yeah. But for real, though, let's jump into the meat of this, because a lot of really good books came out, but I don't care. The only one I really want to talk about right now is this. And I'm not kidding. This is a momentous occasion. People were kind of mocking the idea of doing this kind of a crossover again because it just seems like a cash grab. But remember, this happened once, in the early 80s, right?
Yep.
Was it early 80s, and then it was in the 90s, and then nothing.
They did a lot in the 90s. Like, I have a Spider-Man Batman book. It was like a one-shot from mid 90s.
They created a character specifically for it. Not only did that character, his name Axis. Axis is, for anybody who's not aware what we're talking about, there was a Marvel DC crossover that had Spider-Man fighting Superman. Ridiculous book. Then you had Hulk and Batman. It was a lot of ridiculous things happen. That's how Venom beat Spider-Man, Venom beat Superman at one point, which is a lot of people will argue why Superman will lose in so many situations, which is a weird one because we all just want to ignore that. That didn't happen. But then in the 90s, they wanted to do it again, but they made it a much bigger deal where you could call in and vote or mail in and vote to find out who would actually win a bunch of these fights. But they created a character together that is actually owned by both companies named Axis. And Axis, it has the ability to travel between the two universes, but his goal is to keep them separated because the two brothers that control the Marvel side, who looks like giant mech warriors, there's one red one and one blue one, and if they merge or get too close together, then supposedly everything was destroyed, but what really happened is it created the Amalgam Universe, which is an amalgamation of DC and Marvel characters and yada, yada, yada. They were great. Yeah. One of those characters is a new version of those characters is actually in this book, so I do want to talk about that. But again, nothing has happened since. You know what I mean? Over 30 years? How many years since the last crossover?
Ooh, DC Marvel.
At least 27 years?
Yeah,
1998 maybe? I'm guessing here. Huey, you do Huey stuff. I'll just keep talking.
I'm trying.
But while Huey's looking that up to make sure I got my dates right.
96.
96. Okay, so even longer. So yeah, about 30 years since any kind of a legitimate crossover between these companies. And this was announced and it just did not feel right. You know what I mean? They were like, Deadpool Batman. You're like, Deadpool Batman? Don't get me wrong. I want to see it. I want to read it. But that's not the...
I think it was because a lot of fans try and put them together. I don't know why. I was hearing a lot of people talk about, I've been waiting for this. To see who would win.
Got they want. I'm glad. But it's still a bizarre
it
pairing.
Is.
And to be honest, the book's full of bizarre pairings. And I say that in the best way. Because while, yes, it felt like it was going to be a cash grab, after reading it, it is, but in the best way possible. It's done beautifully and lazily at the same time. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. Here's a time where it doesn't work for me. When Godzilla is trashing the Godzilla vs. Spider-Man or Godzilla vs. Thor, and it was just now he's got the power cosmic. Those just feel like blatant cash grabs, and it's just for a flashy splash page, and it's nothing of merit.
Yeah, at least the DC ones with Godzilla actually had a story.
A real story,
and,
yeah. I'm still reading those. I'm actually going to finish reading the Godzilla Kills the Marvel Universe because that does have a story to it. But the other ones, not so much. Deadpool Batman did a really good job of keeping it a fun, entertaining story, but not getting bogged down in the weeds of how. It does not explain much, and when it does, it hand waves the crap out of it. So I'm going to get... spoiler alert.
That's all I needed. So.
Big old spoiler alert. At this point forward, you've been warned. You know that I appreciate and I like the book. There's a bunch of other stories in here. Huey, you like the book?
I enjoyed it, yes.
Yeah, there you go. So you know we like. Now we're going to get into spoiler territory, and if you want to wait, but if not, here we go. All right, so Deadpool Batman doesn't really try to explain how the hell Deadpool is in Gotham. It says the Joker gets him because of the cosmic treadmill.
And Reverse Flash.
Just hand wavy. But you know what?
That's all I need.
I don't care. That's all I need. Yeah, right. I really just wanted to see how the two of them would interact. And I was scared that it was just going to be a stupid fight. Like, I thought it was just going to be like, you know, they fight for a couple pages, then they team up, and then it's over. And then that's not, I mean, it is, but it is not what happened. Because I do think that the writer, Zeb Wells, did a really good job of keeping enough good little twists and turns in there to make it fun. Like, there was a lot of backstabbing and a lot of betrayal, which you'd expect. But he did a good job of capturing both characters' tones, and he did a good job of introducing someone like the Joker into the story while still keeping it feeling like it had weight. Like the Joker's plan and the way that he explained it to Batman, how it's going to be like the opus, it's going to be like the cherry on top of all of his dastardly deeds. It was the biggest thing he could think of, and it really was. It was like, Batman, kill yourself or let everyone in Gotham die. Yeah. Which normally would be a hell of a decision for him to make, but Deadpool just hit the button and
He's
it was
like,
amazing.
I got this, buddy.
It was so good. He just smacked the button and it was over. And everyone was just kind of like, well, that was anticlimactic. Okay. He blew up. But he came back. Exactly like you'd expect him to. But I do like the premise, just to recap for anybody who anybody who read it or anyone who doesn't care to read it, I still strongly urge you to go read it. But a quick recap is that Bruce quite literally gets Deadpool crashing through his windows as we find out that he's been brought to Gotham to hunt down Batman.
Which Deadpool knows everything, so I'm actually a little shocked he
doesn't
didn't
know the DC universe. He doesn't know
anything
about the DC universe. He knows he's in a comic book.
And he could probably take himself out of the comic and figure out who Batman's Bruce Wayne.
Well, it's not that he could take himself out of the comic. He can he can recognize that he is a part of a creative process more than he is himself. He is what the writer wants him to be, and he's in on the joke. But you can also argue so is the Joker. I mean, there is a great Joker book where he quite literally looks at the audience and says, "I'm doing all this for you." I wish I could remember that because the art in that is awesome. But if anybody can think of it, it exists. Throw it in the comments. So Batman crashes into Bruce Wayne's mansion because he thinks that Bruce Wayne, being a billionaire, probably needs some people offed, and you might as well make a buck or two while he's waiting and looking for Batman. So that's how he ends up running into Bruce Wayne. And when he sees the bat signal, he loves the idea of a guy running around in a bat suit and thinks it's hysterical. So he goes over, finds Gordon, and it has this one of the best back and forths with Batman. I think the whole, like, let's call it a draw. You were almost outmatched. He's like, I was never outmatched. Yeah. The way the humor of Deadpool just keeps saying like how even the two of them are, and Batman just every single time Batman's going, it was never an issue. I was never in any danger.
He's like, I brought toys. Well, so did I. It just hits him with some batarangs.
But he feels very much like Batman, and Wade feels very much like Wade. I think they did a really good job of balancing the two characters, especially as someone as chaotic in the world of the Joker. I thought was really cool how they tied the two of them in. Like, I love that Batman played off the Joker's insecurities of their relationship to get Deadpool out of the picture, because all he did was essentially say, Deadpool's a better Joker than Joker. And Joker could not handle that. That was the last straw. And he was like, I think I will devote all my time to fighting Deadpool. And Joker wasn't having that.
I'm actually shocked Joker didn't try to kill him at that point. Like, kill Deadpool.
Yeah, but he kind of did. He thought he gave him enough Joker toxin that would mean something. But all it did was give Wade a smile. It didn't seem like it did anything to him. It just perked him up and made him happy.
This will wear off, right?
Yeah, he's just smiling. Just no issues whatsoever with it. And I love that. I love the quippiness of Deadpool. I thought he did a really good job because he can be really one note. and
Yes,
the
it
jokes
can
can wear on you. But I think that the two of them together is a nice juxtaposition. And I saw some people complain about the Greg Capullo did the art for this, and I heard some people complain that they thought it was a little flat because Deadpool doesn't really work in the world of Gotham, to which I don't agree at all. If anything, I think it made Deadpool pop off of the page because he is such a fish out of water. The red in his costume pops out from the backdrop of most of these pages. He pops. So I don't see how they're saying it's flat.
Every color is muted. Like I said, like this page right here is just Batman and Deadpool. It's dark and then bright red.
It's what you would expect to see. Yeah. And when he is sitting when he's like with the Joker, I mean, he fits right in.
And he's the only red in that panel, more or less. I mean,
oh, look at that.
No, I agree. They did what they did to make the red pop on it.
And so, I love that every book ended with a, is it over? Question mark. Did it end? Question mark. Which is really, I want to get into at the end. I want to talk a little bit more about that at the end.
But we'll find out in November.
Let's keep moving through this, and the next thing that we got is...
Which I didn't expect this to be a multiple stories in this.
No,
I thought it was just Deadpool and Batman.
I knew that we were getting multiple stories, but I didn't necessarily know it was all going to be this one book. But the next one is Captain America and Wonder Woman. It's called The Gun and the Sword.
Yes.
And that's Chip Zdarsky. And I will say that really... an uncomfortable premise, but a really cool world, I think is the best way I can word that. Because it's Captain America right. It doesn't feel right to Cap, in my opinion. It's an interesting moment because they cherry-picked a pretty crazy premise to build the story around, which is Captain America holding Hitler at gunpoint. While Wonder Woman tries to convince him that murdering him isn't justice. Right? It's more of just it's vengeance, and it's the normal arguments that you would hear in comic books. But what was interesting about the story is that you find out about how each of the characters influenced each other throughout time, how they became very close, and how a world where DC characters and Marvel characters were always together. Like we saw Crisis on Infinite Earths. Right, we saw panels with Hulk in the background, like high-fiving people, with the Justice League. We saw a lot of really cool stuff, like Cap coming out of the ice.
Yep,
and Superman being there. Love that. Yeah, there was a lot of really cool moments. Yeah, Wonder Woman fighting Galactus. But the premise that you keep going back to, that you almost kind of forget that Hitler's being held up at gunpoint right now, is just such a weird spot in the story. So. It even opens with, I wish he didn't meet me at my lowest point, which is Steve saying that he is finding it hard not to end Hitler, which, understandable. But
I don't disagree.
But I loved her point, which is he did, because Cap brings up all these horrible things that he did. And Diana says all of those things affected all of these people. So they all deserve the right to get justice. So let him go through the courts. Let him go through the system that he's supposed to go through. And then, of course, he still goes out the Hitler way. But the story itself, if it focused on that more, I probably would have liked it less. But I'm very intrigued on the world they built around it. Like, I would love to get a lot more of these kind of in-the-middle stories that they're offering. Mm-hmm. That just seemed way more fun than what we were getting.
Yeah, when you take classic stories and take a little twist on them to make it look like it was always there, that's always more intriguing to me.
Could you imagine redoing how they redid the Ultimate Universe? They redo the Amalgam Universe, but it quite literally is a world where both parties just exist together.
That'd
you know
be
what I mean? So the Justice League and the Avengers are just teams that are on the planet. Metropolis is a city with New York, and they're still in their respective cities, but the actual main cities still require the Marvel characters. I think that would be a lot of fun.
That would actually be awesome.
I think I would.
We'll
I would
never
prefer
get that, but
Dark Claw's cool, but I think I'd prefer that more. I would much rather a Wolverine Batman book than a Dark Claw book. Don't get me wrong, I like Dark Claw.
I want both.
All right, let's move on over to the Fortress of Solitude, and let's move over to Catch, which was a fun little nothing throwaway dinky story. It was just it's a dog and a shark playing some volleyball.
Barker. I mean, moving
It's
playing
fun.
volleyball,
It means nothing. It's a page turner. You're done in several seconds. All right, now let's move over to Kevin Smith doing Green Arrow and Daredevil. A lot of fun.
Yes, I mean, this.
Love that Green Arrow is referring to him as Satan.
I mean,
that was good. The banter was good.
This is Kevin Smith at his best here.
It's very Kevin Smithy.
Yes.
Very Kevin Smithy. And I haven't read the Green Arrow run, but I've seen in other people's reviews of this that it feels very much like Green Arrow, the one that he did, like the Kevin Smith Green Arrow.
Well, of course, he's going to take his style from books he actually worked on.
It's another one of the books that I just kind of wish we had more time. Now, this one we did get way more pages than the rest, because now that we're past these 3 stories, the rest are only like 3 pages a pop. But it's almost a shame that there wasn't more to it. And hopefully maybe you're right, in November when we get Batman Deadpool, if it's a continuation of each of these stories, would be kind of nice.
I mean, look, because the Amalgam universe did very well on that first run of books, a couple months later, they went back to it. So if the Batman Deadpool version of this sells in November,
I don't even think
we'll get some one shots off this.
I don't even think that's a question. I think I think they're testing the waters.
You think so?
I think 100% they're testing the waters right here. I think it just feels too small for what moment this is. Think about the last 2 times they did this. I mean, there was multiple books, line-wide changes. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like neither company took this as a small thing. This
when they did the Amalgam, they stopped printing. Both companies stopped printing for a month.
Right. Because there was just so much to do. I mean, and when they did the Marvel DC crossover, I mean, how many books were coming out? You had Green Lantern, Silver Surfer. You had Batman, Spider-Man. You had Batman, Punisher. You had Batman, Daredevil. You had Avengers, Justice League. You had...
Which Hawkeye is the only member.
Yeah, Hawkeye is the only member of both. I forget what else. There's a bunch. Regardless, my point is that was going on at the same time that we were also getting Marvel vs. DC, and then DC vs. Marvel, DC vs. Marvel. So it was a big deal. To just be getting this and one other book in November doesn't feel right. So I think they're testing the water. I think they're finding out right now how much effort they should put into the next go at this.
Okay. You might be right on that, yeah.
Makes the most sense. All right, let's move over to Al Ewing and maybe my favorite story that ran out of nowhere, which was the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Guardians of Oa. The Green Lanterns and the Guardians was such a great crossover. Rocket getting a Green Lantern ring and then immediately getting kicked out of the Green Lantern Corps is so good. And it was such a funny little story. But what made it even better is the last panel begged so many more questions, which is them saying, what's Parallax? And seeing Hal Jordan with the Infinity Gauntlet on the Marvel. Man, God, do I want more than 3 or 4 pages of this. I want an entire run of that.
Like you just said, Marvel's testing it, so do you
give
want
me more?
Give
them. Me more, Marvel. Give DC, both of you. Give me more of that, because that's just too good. First off,
we should send this video to them.
Rocket looking like, what's his name? Guy Gardner is just amazing.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
It's just amazing. All right.
Same type attitude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's very fitting. The vest is very fitting.
Yes.
Let's move over to Frank Miller's book, which was Old Man Logan versus Dark Knight Returns Batman.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Look, it's only 1, 2, 3, 6 panels.
You gotta appreciate the fact that dude has never changed. Like, a Frank Miller story and a Frank Miller book. I mean, he is Frank Miller. You will get exactly what you think you'll get. And some of it's really cool. Like, I really loved the first couple of panels.
Oh, they are. That's awesome.
But, then it just kind of falls off the rails. I'm not a big Frank Miller art fan, though. I like Frank Miller books, a lot of fun. I'm not a big Frank Miller
I love his stories. Yeah, the artwork is...
a little rough. All right, the last one, the Amalgam character, Logo, Lobo and Wolverine mixed. Now, this is cool because Lobo and Wolverine also fought, and I'm sure people will tell me I'm wrong on the internet, but if I remember correctly, Lobo is the answer to Wolverine for DC. They wanted a Wolverine-style character, and they came up with Lobo. And he's awesome, and one of my favorite DC characters, and I'm not going to lie, I liked Logo. Dumb name, but I liked logo.
Very dumb name, but I agree. I love
main,
the outfit.
The main mutie, he called himself.
Yeah. And the freaking his cycle at the end here.
Oh, the cycle's incredible.
My God, that's awesome.
Yeah, the cycle's incredible. What was it called too? It was like the Triple X weapon. Triple X. Yeah, tell the super soldier.
Yeah, the weapon Triple X. Yeah,
that's the name of the bike.
Yep,
it's so good, so good. This is a win. Not only is it a win, it's one of the few books that's going to come out that can shift things up. So many books come out, they're great, and then we never think about them again. The sad truth of comic books is that was amazing, and then that'll be the end of it. It'll just go into a long box somewhere, and that'll be the end.
Yeah. And then you'll see it again. You're like, oh, that was awesome.
What was the book what was the last Avengers, Avengers Assembled? No. What was the book where Cap was an old man? It was like the last Captain America story. It just came out. It was old man Cap.
Twilight.
Yep, Avengers Twilight. Only reason I remember Avengers Twilight is because it's forgettable. I know that's an oxymoron. I get it. But it's like the movie Elysium. I only bring up Elysium to remind people that you can forget about good movies because Elysium's a fun movie, but I guarantee you haven't thought about it since I said the name.
True. What?
Right.
What'd you say?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
No, so you're absolutely right. Twilight was a really good story, but I kind of forgot about it. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's most comics. This one has a potential to change things. So regardless on whether or not you like the book, regardless on whether or not you think it deserves more stories, this book and how well it sells, I have a feeling, will change the trajectory of both companies if it does well enough. They will take a pause on certain things and they will start dumping money into more stuff like this because if they make money off this, believe you me, they're going to want to do it again. How many times did we get the Batman Who Laughs?
Yeah.
Yeah, believe you me, not one company wants to turn down the amount of money that's associated with something like this. And the nice thing about just letting the writers and artists do what they want to do is that neither of them wanted to disrespect the characters in any which way.
True.
All the characters felt represented well by whoever's helming the story did a good job with both.
Now, the thing is, if let's just say that this actually does take off, do you want fleshed out world building stories or do you want more of these one shots?
That's a great question. That's a great question because I would probably say I would want an overarching story like I'm used to in comics that leads somewhere between a bunch of different line-wide books. Because like the Ultimate Universe, I'm going to pick up each one of those.
Yeah.
If they come out with 4 or 5 different books all in the same amalgam universe, I'm buying all of them to see where it all leads. So there's no question. I would much prefer some kind of an interlocking story. But funny enough, that shit pisses me off with certain books. Like when Spider-Verse did it, it annoyed the crap out of me. You know what I mean? Like X-Men is one of the reasons I stop reading X-Men all the time is just because it's like, read these 17 books. And no. So if it gets to that degree, no. You know what? No, I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. I would 100% love multiple team-ups like this within a similar universe. I want to see the Captain America, Wonder Woman world realized.
Well, I was going to say, what of those stories, if you had to pick one, would you want like the Wonder Woman one? Would you want an amalgam universe?
Hard to answer.
Would you just want team-ups?
Why are you making me pick like this? We live in a world of Elseworlds, my friend. I can have my cake and eat it too when it comes to comic books. You don't have to put these parameters on it. Let's live in a better world. Let's live in a better world where we can have both a slice of cake to enjoy and one that just is beautiful to stare at. We can have both.
Make the more money.
I mean, hey, if I'm buying all of it, I mean, it really depends. It really depends. It's hard. That's a hard question to answer. I think if I had to pick one of them, even though I think the premise is terrible, is the Captain America Wonder Woman because it gave me glimpses of what a world could look like in these big moments from both companies with the other characters present is just so fun. So that's probably what I would love. Give me Infinity Gauntlet if the DC existed. If DC existed in the Marvel universe. Give me Blackest Night if Marvel existed in the DC universe. That would be an interesting thing. I would love an Elseworlds style story.
I was going to say, what if Elseworlds, basically?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. What if the Justice League showed up? What if the Justice League answered the call instead of the Avengers? I don't know, man. That could be pretty cool. That could be pretty cool. And I'll tell you what, James Gunn now being in charge over at DC and has also said many, many times, never say never. So if something like this does numbers, believe you me, he's going to be calling good old Kevin Feige saying...
Maybe that's why they did this, because he has made that comment right
many
when
times.
he took over.
Many times. He's, hey, Kevbo, I got a proposition for you, pal.
Give me an Amalgam Universe movie?
No.
Yes.
No. Marvel vs. DC. Maybe Amalgam.
Well, I mean,
yes. I want
but
access, and then I want maybe 3 movies, 3 key fights in each movie. And then we can move into maybe some Amalgam stories afterwards. But no, if we're gonna do that, give me access and give me the world coming to an end, because I loved Captain America's fight with Batman.
See that? You know what? That's where that's where Secret Wars is going to go to. It's going to reshape.
Could you imagine? All right, we're just getting into ridiculous territory. We're going to wrap this up now. Now that we are just fan casting to insanity levels.
Look, if you haven't, head to your local comic store, because it is not available digitally.
Oh, well, cool. Hey, Comic Universe sold out of almost all of the covers.
Did they really?
Yeah, some of the covers are amazing. Some of the Wolverine Batman 1 in 25.
Mike had one. I was like, I felt bad buying his only one.
Batman, yeah, because Delco Batman got the other one, as he should. Damn it,
as he should. He
advertised the book.
Mike said he might be getting a couple more covers in, so I said I'll take one of those when they come in.
Yeah, that's the best cover. As much as I actually I like this cover a lot.
I think Features picked up the Infinity Gauntlet one.
Did he really? The Infinity Gauntlet one's a good cover too. That's a good cover. They should have done these like grab bags, like blind bags.
Well, Batman just did that a week ago, so
and they should do more of it. I just feel, look, I'm against the idea personally. I don't want that to happen, but for the companies to make money and for comics to do better, there's just such a weird pack opening thing right now.
I have all these blocky figures behind me, Transformer blockies. They are blind box things, and I hate that.
I bet you do, but look who just pointed at all the blockies behind him.
Well, I buy a whole case, and you're guaranteed to get them all.
See? Don't make fun of me when I buy my Spider-Man Magic the Gathering collector's box. All right, again, we're off the rails.
Yes, we are, yes.
You can find the show at That Comic Podcast everywhere online. It's That Comic Podcast, your social media choice, unless it's Twitter and or X, which is That Comic Pod. But again, That Comic Podcast, the best place to go. YouTube, at That Comic Podcast. That's the best place to go right now. That is where we are trying to grow. We have been audio forever, and now our goal is to make these shorts and these videos for you. So head on over there. Give us the support. We need it there.
Please.
Yeah, and definitely make sure you're following us everywhere, and let us know what you thought of the book, because I think I am intrigued to know whether or not this book is going to it's going to sell. There's no question. But what do people think is the big point. It's a big question right now, because I hope it does well. I hope so much it does well. But let me know. Let me know if it does well. All right. Once again, I'm it.
Who's that?
Deuces.
That's that. And that's that.
Jinx.
That's that. That's that. That's that. That's that. That's that. That's that.